Arizona Athletics and the official beer of everything unofficial.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.
We are Tucson's home for Arizona Wildcats football. From live coverage of weekly press conferences to the Jetfish radio show, no one covers the Cats like we do. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Such ominous music on a Friday. But hey, it is Bear Down Friday, and we are live at Illegal Pete's. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, we got a pretty special program planned for you all this afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here on the home of Arizona football as we get you ready for football and, yes, a little basketball today as well. If you're watching us on our webcam, you might notice we're out and about. That's right, we're up here on the balcony of Illegal Pete's looking over and surveying all that is in front of me that is my domain. The Bear Down Rally will take place in just a little bit. We got the webcam actually pointed over that way, so we'll start seeing the band walking through in a little bit and the cheerleaders and Wilbur and Wilma, and they'll get ready for the pep rally that goes on tonight before Arizona takes on Colorado tomorrow. Now, it's a busy day around Tucson because we also have the Red-Blue basketball game coming up tonight at 7:30. That game will be covered by Pac-12 Network. Our friend Matt Muehlbach will be part of the coverage out there. Then they also have the big motion picture premiere of the Lute Olson documentary that'll take place right before that basketball game and a big special event going on over there. So there's a lot going on around town with Arizona Athletics this weekend. So we got football tomorrow, we got basketball tonight, and you and I are hanging out from Illegal Pete's today here on 1290. So coming up on the program, we will hear from our Arizona insider, Glenn Howell. He'll join us in just a little bit here on the program. And I've got a little special treat for you. I'm actually going to do something a little different today. We're going to have a guest on site with us today, Deron Johnson. Played for the University of Arizona, local kid who's now living in town. He's going to come join us. He's actually going to hang out with us for a little bit here on the program. So we'll have that coming up for you today. We'll check in with Glenn Howell and get you ready for some football. I got a whole bunch today on the program, but most importantly, I want to take your telephone calls. And again, I keep saying it and I keep forgetting about it. I keep telling everybody, I got to give out the telephone number a little bit more. Let's just have some fun of the program since you're hanging out with me for the 3 hours. So if you want to call into the show, here's the number. Once again, and I don't give it out enough, and I apologize, so let me do a better job of that. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. The number for you to appear on our radio show. And again, if you hear all the noise in the background, it's because we left the studio and we're out here. What is that? Oh, is that a train? Is that the trolley coming by? Oh, somebody's standing in front of the trolley, so the guy's going, All right. But anyway, we'll be out here at Illegal Pete's for the next couple hours, and we invite you to come by, join us. If you would like, that would be awesome. Come by, hang out with us. We'll talk a little football and a lot of basketball and about the uniforms and everything else in between on this Friday here at Tucson. That guy just won't get out of the way, will he? There's some guy standing in front of the trolley won't get out of the way. Anyway, I'll tell you again, the number for you, Joy, is 520-848-1290. JW is back in our studios here in Tucson. JW, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, Rich. How you doing?
Good. Hey, listen, yesterday we gave out the $100 gift card to Brother John's Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue. Boom, this afternoon, shows by, picks it up, all excited because he could use it to tailgate for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be excited, Rich. $100 at Brother John's, that'll go a long way.
And I feel bad. I haven't taken you personally to Brother John's yet, so I need to do that, don't I?
Yeah, one of these days. I'll tell you a story. Actually, no, I met John a long time. My buddy competed in the Tucson barbecue contest at some park like 10 years ago, like before Brother John actually opened his thing up. And I met him once, but I don't really know him as well as you do. I've been in there definitely many times, but great place. And if you offered to buy me some bourbon and some barbecue, I will accept.
See, that's what we do here. That's what we do. We're just givers. We give. We do ticket stops. We give away gift cards to Brother John's. We give away gift cards, courtesy of our friends at Dragoon Brewing. I'm just a giver. I give folks stuff all the time, including our time, and a headache sometimes with this radio show, but that's what we do. All right, so let's see what's rattling around in my big old head today, shall we?
Warning. The following segment might trigger some listeners, and 1290 does not take responsibility for the following content.
What the hell is going on?
It's time for the list as we explore the sick, twisted mind of our host, Rich Herrera.
And that's when things got bad.
And the list of things he is thinking about in that huge size 8 Cro-Magnum head of his.
Look at the size of that boy's head. That's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. Has its own weather system.
It really does. It's kind of scary that the Mas Grande Cabeza is this big. All right, what's rattling around in my head today? A day before the Arizona Wildcats take the field to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. You know what? I didn't start the week thinking this. I really didn't. I started the week thinking good things. All right, Arizona's 2-2, 500 this season. I'll take that. Arizona has a chance to go above 500 with a win against Colorado. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And then we got to Jed Fish's press conference. And this was rattling around in the back of this giant cabeza of mine. And then Jed said it. Now I have been thinking about this for the last 24 plus hours. What kind of game is this, folks, for the Arizona Wildcats? What kind of game is this, Tucson, if you're a Wildcat fan? Is this a game you're going to feel good about? Do you feel confident? Yeah, I feel confident. But somebody asked Jed about how desperate the Colorado Buffalo are. And he said, what, desperate? We're desperate for a win too. And it really started to get me thinking. He's right. He's right, Tucson. This is a desperate game for both teams. Obviously, for Colorado, it's desperate because Colorado needs to win. They haven't won a game all year, and there's talk about this could be Carl Durrell's final game if he doesn't come away with a W against an Arizona Wildcat team. Okay, I get that part. That's why they're desperate. And you could say the Arizona Wildcats are desperate because you've got a heck of a 4-week run coming up next week with Oregon and USC and Colorado and all the rest on your schedule. Yeah, but that's not why this is a desperate game for the Arizona Wildcats. So I started really boiling this game down, and I really started thinking about it. Why is this a desperate game for the Arizona Wildcats? Because the eye and the sky don't lie. And if the Arizona Wildcats don't figure out how to stop the run tomorrow against Colorado, it's going to become open season on the Arizona Wildcats for the rest of the season. And I know you're looking and you're like, Herrera, a week ago you were selling this is a team that is looking for bowl eligibility. Yeah, I still feel that way. I'm not changing my tune. I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. But I am facing reality. And the Arizona Wildcats have yet to show that they can stop the run. And that's why this becomes a desperate game for me and the Arizona Wildcats. This is a game that the Arizona Wildcats have to show that they could stop the run. Because if they don't, the consequences are going to be awful for the Cats. So we talked to our coach the other day that comes on with us, Al Borges, and I asked him, I said, Coach, if you can't stop the run and everybody's seen it, what's going to happen? He goes, absolutely. Colorado's seen what other teams have done. Cal saw what North Dakota State could do. And Oregon, the coaches are scouting right now for Oregon. They're going to look for the same thing. If the Arizona Wildcats can't shore up this defense and figure out how to stop the run, the rest of the season is going to be even tougher. And it's going to be even more of an uphill battle. And it's going to get ugly for the Cats really, really quick if they can't show they can stop the run. Why? This copycat, man, that's what sports is. If I show you some kind of weakness, you and I are getting into a fist fight, and you see that I can't block anything with my left, you're just going to keep hitting me on the left side of the head. Same thing here in football. If Arizona can't show the rest of the Pac-12 it could stop the run, they're just going to line up and run the ball down your throat until you can stop them. And once that happens, they really take you out of your game plan. The whole thing has some symbiotic, I think is the right word, kind of flow to it. If you can't stop the run, they're going to run the ball down your throat, and they're going to eat time of possession. And then you're going to get to be the point of desperation where you're going to start throwing the ball just a little bit more. And then as you abandon your run, you play into their hands and you get thrown out of your game plan. That all is predicated upon Arizona right now, as we stand here, stopping the run. And if they can't do that, then everybody else is going to tee off on the Cats all day long. They're going to walk in the way that Cal walked in and go, listen, do you see what North Dakota State did? That's an FCS school, bro. Look what they did. Listen, I'm a Power 5 school. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to do it better than they did. And if you're Colorado, you're looking like, did you see what North Dakota State did? Did you see what California did? Bro, I am going to do the same thing. I am going to pick up my first win. I'm going to do the same thing. Hey, guess what? Oregon standing there, Utah standing there, USC standing there. They're all seeing the same thing. So Arizona's got to change the perception, got to change the film, has got to do something to stop the run, because if they don't, it is going to get longer and longer and longer of a season for the Arizona Wildcats. I still think, Arizona, can they get to 500? Maybe. Can they get to 5 wins? I think so. You win this week, that gives you 3. I think you beat Arizona State, that gives you 4. Find a way to win 1 more game. Find a way to win 2 more games, you go to a bowl game. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. That game against Cal, I'm not going to lie, that hurt. Your opportunities to look for something that really would be the most remarkable turnout that you've seen in here in years. But Jed Fish said it's a 1-game season. It's just 1 game at a time. So the 1 game that you have right now, Arizona, here's what you got in front of you. You've got a challenge. You got to stop Colorado from running the ball down your throat the way everybody else has the last 2 weeks. It's simple. It's going to be you standing there getting better than you were 2 weeks ago and better than you were last week, and show people that they can't just run the ball down your throat. The challenge is out there. It's no secret. I'm not giving away company secrets. I'm not out there spreading lies or giving away stuff the way that Arizona State does to their opponents. No, it's simple. Everybody knows it. Stop the run, because if you don't, everybody else is going to do the same thing. And if everybody else does the same thing, it could unravel quickly. So this is on Jed and his staff. Johnny Nansen took all the responsibility. I got to do a better job coaching. They've got to do a better job executing, in my opinion. They've got to be able to – we're going to talk a lot about gap integrity in the next 24 hours leading up to this game. Here's the bottom line. You cannot let Colorado run on you, because if you do, you are just inviting the rest of the conference to run the ball down your throat. Show them that they better come in here without an attitude, without a preconception, and without that swagger and confidence that, oh yeah, Arizona, we can run on them all day long. This is the time where they need to bear down and make a difference. I know this team is better than they were last year. That's obvious. I know this team is improving. I know the rebuild is over and the build has begun. But Arizona needs to show the world that they have improved, and you cannot take them for granted. And it all starts tomorrow at 6:30 at Arizona Stadium. And that's what's rattling around in my big old head today. All right, I'll get your telephone calls, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Got a couple people on hold. I'll get your calls coming up. We're live at Illegal Pete's. Come by, join us, say hi, come by, grab an ice cold Corona. They're bringing you today's program. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Corona. Come on by, hang out with us. Don't forget, Arizona takes on Colorado tomorrow. We'll be on the air with you at 2 o'clock with our pregame show, and then we lead up to the 6:30 kickoff. And then after the show, oh, by the way, we do have a special guest coming on tomorrow. Glenn Howell with the weekend off. he's off running around. I'll tell you what he's doing later if he allows me to. But we're going to have David Adams, Arizona legendary running back, join Kelvin Efon and I tomorrow at 2 o'clock right here on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step to handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's
We're tied.
A huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon 5-man front, they shift, play fake, rolling right, McLeod looking to throw, going deep, down, trying to find Berryhill, makes the catch inside the 25-yard line, still loose inside the 15, first down Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball, he underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone, straight back to throw, has some time, steps up in the pocket, the Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety, Arizona.
Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we continue with you. We're live at Illegal Pete's upstairs in the balcony overlooking University, getting ready for Bear Down Friday. The big pep rally takes place a little bit later tonight as you get ready for the game against Colorado. Up until then, it'll be you, me, hanging out. Don't forget Red-Blue game coming up tonight as well, as the University of Arizona will unveil the new uniforms and the 2022-23 version of the Arizona Wildcats. Number for you to join us, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Toll-free wherever you have. Actually, that's not toll-free. I lied. It's local, but nobody pays long distance anymore. We all have cell phones. 520-848-1290. Let me grab Rich calling on line one. Hey, Rich, welcome. Bear Down. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290. How are you, brother?
Hey, I finally tracked you down.
Ha ha, I love it. What's up, man?
Couple of things. I've kind of adopted Arizona being an SEC guy. I need a Pac-12 team, and I've gotten to know quite a bit about your stats. That's as a bettor, that's the first thing you look at. But I was going to kind of talk you off the ledge. I heard your earlier comments.
Yes, sir.
About Colorado. First of all, and I've heard this from very reliable sources, Colorado's looking for a new head coach. That rumor is no longer a rumor. So you got a guy that's on September ice as a coach, which is going to help you a lot because the players are going to know that too.
They're either going to rally around him or they're going to say, whatever, this thing's done.
Well, I think if they know it's done anyway, they're not going to be too concerned about him, but more concerned about who the new guy is.
Correct.
I think you automatically lose. I think you lose the guys already. But anyway, here's something that you ought to feel a lot better about. This may surprise you, but Colorado is last out of 131 NCAA teams in rush defense, giving up 334 yards a game.
Wow.
Last. Yeah, so you got that going. I know you talked about Arizona's run defense. They're actually only giving up 210 yards, and your guys are ranked 117. Nothing great, but look at the difference.
Oh yeah,
you got better defense by 120 yards a game on rush defense. I wouldn't be worried about that. Then I looked at rushing offense. Colorado only averages 102 yards a game.
Right.
They're 113th. So they're not going to run the ball. Even if you guys had a bunch of stiffs out there, averaging 102 yards a game isn't going to get you there. And the rush offense for you guys is 125 yards a game. So you pick up, 25 yards on them on just running the ball. I wouldn't be worrying about Colorado. I'd be worrying about some other teams, but
they're out there looming again with Oregon out there on the horizon. All right, so let me explain to everybody. This is my buddy Rich, listener on the network that we talk with quite a bit. All right, so he played college football. He's a Gator. I like him. He's a good guy. So I'll ask you this part out here. We're going to talk quite a bit about this on the pregame show coming up on Saturday. If North Dakota State ran the ball down your throat, and last week Cal ran the ball down your throat, everybody else and their brother is going to come over here the rest of the season. Maybe not Cal, but if you're Oregon, you're standing out there, you're looking at the film like, I can run on Arizona. Everybody's going to look to try to run on the Cats somewhere down the line. So that's why I'm saying for Arizona, desperation, maybe, but what I need Arizona to do this week is show I have a run defense that's gap sound that I can do some good things with, and I can take care of the football. If I do that, I change what they see on the tape as they start getting ready, and maybe I give them just a little bit more to think about instead of, hey, listen, you know what? Take the ball up the A gap and run down people's throat.
I'll tell you why that may not be as bad as you might think. And forget that. Let's just say you don't make adjustments. When you play a superior team, and you know this, you want them to run the ball on you to burn clock. That's the best thing that could ever happen, because in essence, you want to extend the game. It's going to burn off more time, and if you get a few stops, you get them off the field, and you got a shorter game. Let them run. I'd be more concerned if they threw for 400 yards a game.
Well, yeah, if you had McNown, if you've got young McNown throwing for 400 yards a game, then you're in big trouble, 100%.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Plus, the one thing I really like that you got coming up is your chief rival, Arizona State, doesn't even have a head coach.
No, and that thing's going to be a mess because they've got some NCAA violations coming their way as well.
Yeah, and I got one last thing for you.
Yeah.
Because being here in Chicago, this is really funny. Your boy, Dalen Terry, is getting all kinds of press here.
Yeah.
In terms of being their top draft pick. But I got a couple questions for you because I haven't seen much of him play in college.
Sure.
He's 6'7", and they got him listed as a guard. Lonzo Ball is lost on another knee operation, and they've got Terry playing a wing. Now, I know he's 6'7", but my question is, can he shoot threes?
He wasn't asked to shoot a lot of threes at Arizona because they had Kirk Reese and a couple other people. He was mainly there sitting out in the wing, but he wasn't asked to shoot. How great of a three-point shooter is, I think that's yet to be determined. He's athletic, can jump out of the gym, has some shots, can take over games. But just saying, hey, is he going to be a long-range bomber over there? That's yet to be seen.
Well, they're not going to play him at point guard.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. He's a backup point guard here. He was a point guard in high school, but I don't think that's where he projects out.
I didn't know he was 6'7". That's a big guy.
Well, he's 6'7", and he's got a wingspan that's just even more impressive than that. So he wreaks havoc on defense with that wingspan as well. And like I said, people in Chicago, I've gone on the score a couple times in Chicago. They're going to like him out there. I know that.
Well, they got him. The only knock on him here so far, and, I know Billy Donovan. As you know, he's a Gator coach for 17 years. Donovan's in love with this guy. He thinks he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But he said, and I've actually had a conversation with him, not specifically about Terry, but about what's going on this year, because the East is getting a lot better, and they didn't get a lot better. They never picked up a really big man in what they need in the middle. But he said this guy Terry, they got him living in the weight room to strengthen and build his body.
Yep.
I know he's 6'7", but he's like 210 or something.
210, yeah. So he's going to fill out. And by the way, he comes out after sophomore year, but we reminded everybody last year that he was one of the youngest sophomores in college basketball. So he's got a lot. He's got such a huge upside, and he's going to grow quite a bit.
Well, we're counting on him. I hope he comes through.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be pleasantly surprised because he, as much as everyone's raving about him in Chicago, he's better than advertised.
That's good because, they didn't really pick up a lot of depth.
Right.
At all. They're kind of relying on Terry to be the kind of swing guy where he can probably lead the second team, right?
Yep.
They put him in, give him some minutes with the second team, and they're talking about, getting someone like DeRozan to play because the guy's an Iron Man, to get him to play with the second team. They have some seniority and some experience.
Sure.
But they're talking about giving Terry playing time by not starting him and not putting him out there too early.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Again, he's young. He's, like I said, he was one of the youngest sophomores in college basketball last year. The other part of that is that 2 years ago he played for Sean Miller. Sean Miller, pack line defense. It was just a lockdown defense, a slow, methodical game. It was all about defense. Dalen Terry could be a lockdown defender on whoever the best scorer that Arizona took on 2 years ago. Last year, Tommy Lloyd comes in. He starts running that up-tempo offense. So you have a guy who knows how to play defense because of 1 year under Sean Miller. Then he knows how to move the ball up and down the floor after Tommy Lloyd. You get the best of both of him.
I got some stats for you fellas. It's 6'7" with a 7'1" wingspan is the measurement, and he won't be 21 until next July. So as far as his handle being tight and his three-point form, I think for a 20-year and 2-month guy, like Rich said, he did come out of high school a little bit early. He's still got quite a bit to work on, but the thing you'll be most excited about is his vision. He's got a really, really nice vision of the court, very willing passer, so his teammates are going to love him because he's going to find them when they're open.
Well, the last question I have then is, can he defend an NBA small forward?
Yes.
At a wing?
Yes. Especially with that wingspan.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
He's going to have to do that.
Yeah, no, that's what they're going to ask him. That's what he's going to do. Hey, Rich, I got to run. Hey, thank you for calling, man. I haven't been on for a while because of football on the network, but I'm glad I got a chance to talk to you, brother.
Yeah, good talking to you. See you later.
All right, take care. All right, see, I like that one. So I have to explain. He's he lives in Chicago, listens to the Score in Chicago, and would call in when I fill in for Amy Lawrence. So I told him, hey, I live out here in Arizona. He's I'm going to listen to you. So I'm glad he was able to call in today. That was kind of fun. All right, coming up in the program, I'm going to tell you why I say this is a desperation game, because the clock is ticking for Arizona for Arizona football. The clock is ticking. What are you talking about, Rich? I'm going to tell you why it's important. No, it's not important. There is a sense of desperation. Why? Because of everything else going on outside of Tucson, Arizona football has to get back to where they're supposed to be sooner rather than later. What's going on? I'll explain all that to you coming up next. We're live at Illegal Pete's. Coming up in the next hour, Deron Johnson's going to join us. We're going to have him on for an extended period of time as we get ready for the Red-Blue game today. We're also getting ready for the pep rally here. And I got so much going on, and I get to hang out with you on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Barlow grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellas. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The Locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps into the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season.
All right, show rolls on. Live from Illegal Pete's, where they have the best quesadilla ever. I kind of changed out. Normally I do bowls when I come in. I did quesadilla last week. It was outstanding. Thanks to Illegal Pete's for having us out here today for Bear Down Friday. Our coverage today is brought to you by our friends at Corona. Thank you very much to Corona for making all of this possible, including our broadcast every Friday as we get you ready for Arizona football. Cats take on Colorado tomorrow. It is a 6:30 kick, so the weather, I'm just looking at the projected weather for tomorrow. It is going to be perfect for tomorrow. Now the weather's starting to break, and we're starting to get a little bit cooler temperatures in the evening. Tomorrow, as I look through, the projected game time temperature is supposed to be somewhere, if you could believe this, tomorrow night. They're thinking tomorrow it could be in the 70s, maybe 78, 79 degrees for game time. So we're hoping for a big crowd out there tomorrow with Colorado. I'm not sure how much Colorado's going to travel. It's not going to be like North Dakota State for the last home game where they brought 10,000 Bison fans into town. Colorado should have some coming out for the game, but if you haven't got your tickets yet, 621-CATS. It'll be a gorgeous night in Tucson for the game coming up tomorrow against the Colorado Buffalo. All right, couple things I was going to throw out at you. Before we were talking to my buddy Rich who called in. And by the way, if you want to look, we actually have our webcams up on YouTube. So we're doing the show. And like I said, Deron Johnson's going to join me here in just a couple minutes. But I also have the webcam showing you everything that's going on down here at University, and it's going to start picking up here. Some of the kids are getting out of class, making their way over here. The band will start making their way over here. Cheerleaders, pom line will be here. Then they'll have the big pep rally right here as well. So we invite you to come down and join us for Bear Down Friday. We're live at Illegal Pete's on the balcony overlooking everything here on University. All right, so as I talk about this game and I'm saying there's desperation, and you're like, Herrera, what are you talking about? What is the desperation? Because if there's desperation, that means there's a sense of urgency. And what's the big deal? Why does Arizona need to win this game? Why does Arizona need to get back to being something more than Arizona football's been for the last couple of years? Well, I'm simply going to put it this way. I saw another story coming out today that just kind of frosted my hide. And it's a story out of the Big 12. And I'm not sure if you understand this, nor do I think you comprehend this around Tucson. And I know we don't comprehend it around the Big 12. So let me be the one to hit the alarm bell for you. Let me hit the fire alarm for everybody over here, because we are under fire in this conference. We're under fire in this community. We're under fire at this university that's the lifeblood of this community. So college football realignment, when it happened 2 years ago with Texas and Oklahoma jumping ship and going off to the SEC, people around here kind of shrugged their shoulders like, whatever, why does that affect me? And I said, folks, you better be careful, because if this gets going, this could be a wildfire that will burn out of control, and it could burn all of us down with it. And people around these parts are like, whatever, Herrera, just don't you're just making, this is just talk radio stuff. All right. So then you see the University of Southern California, the UCLA Bruins, pick up their bags and say, we're running to the Big Ten. And now it hits home just a little bit more, because now the Arizona Wildcats are looking around at their conference like the Conference of Champions has been taken down a slot. All right, so what's that mean to all of us here at Tucson? Because, again, this is all about politics, and politics is all local. This is all about politics, and politics is all local. So here's what I'm telling everybody around here, and reason why we need to get behind this football team and get behind this football team in the biggest way possible. We need to support Jed Fish. We need to go out there and fill the stadium. We need to help them get recruits, because the lifeblood of this community, the lifeblood of Tucson, is the University of Arizona. When they were divvying up the state, Phoenix wanted the capital, somebody wanted the prison, somebody wanted the university. They all wanted something because they knew that was going to be a part of the state that would drive the economy and build the town around. The lifeblood of this university is the University of Arizona. It's what puts Tucson on the map. It's what put this community on the map is this university. And the reason why this university gets to be put on the map, and the biggest way that you could show off this university, is through the athletic department. I know that it's an academic institution. I know that classes are important, and I know kids graduating are important. But if you're talking about how do you represent best your university, I'm sorry for everybody that's an academician, everybody that loves the integrity of what the university's purpose is. I get all of that, but I tell you what, nobody turns on the television on Saturday afternoon to watch a science lecture. They turn on to watch football, and that's the calling card for this university. That's what makes people pay attention to this university. That's what helps introduce people to this university. If you have a great football program and a lousy university, it doesn't really matter. But if you've got a great university and you've got a great athletic department that exposes people to that university, they're like, oh, Arizona Wildcats, I think I want to learn more about the University of Arizona. That's how you introduce people to your school. And the better that you are in sports, the more people find out about your school, and the more people that find out about your school, the more people that are driven to your school. The more people that are driven to the school, the better it is for the Tucson economy. Do you see how all this works together? So the reason why I'm going to tell you these football games coming up are so important, because of Texas leaving and Oklahoma leaving, And the story I saw today now about the Big 12 trying to elbow their way in here to take down the Pac-12 yet again. So listen, I've said this on the radio before, so I'm not going to repeat what I've said about Arizona football needs to get relevant and relevant quick, and that Texas and Oklahoma are affecting us. USC, UCLA are directly affecting us. But what I want to tell you is, what I'm going to tell you is that here's what's going on right now. That this article just made me think about this, the one that I saw in a paper in the Big 12. Because the Big 12 right now is attacking the Pacific 12 Conference. That's the part where I was going to get to. I don't know if everyone understands this. The Big 12 has put a target on the Pacific 12 Conference. George Kliavkoff has said this, the commissioner of the Pac-12, at Media Day, and he's told everybody, hey, listen, I'm tired of sitting here taking shots for the Big 12. Another shot today. They're talking about, well, if the Pac-12 can't get their act together and get their media rights deal done with ESPN, maybe that'll leave more money for the Big 12 to take over and become more powerful and bigger than the Pac-12. So how does that affect us here in Tucson? If the Pac-12 breaks up, it falls apart, what's that do for the University of Arizona? Arizona would end up going to a second-rate conference, in my opinion. Not as big, not as prestigious, not as well-respected as the Pac-12 conference. If there's a lot of people in town that would love to see this university play in the Big 12, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, ever. What this school needs to do and the community needs to do is rally around the Pac-12 conference to ensure its survival. Because if it doesn't, and the Pac-12 falls apart, it is going to be bad for this university and bad for this community if you're not associated with some of the top universities around the country. That's the whole thing of the Pac-12. I haven't said this yet in the program. But who would you rather hang out with? It's kind of like, remember there used to be a saying, birds of a feather fly together? Who would you rather be associated with today? Baylor, Texas Tech, or schools like that? Or would you rather be associated with Stanford and California and Washington and Oregon? Who would you rather be your competitive set? Would you rather be with the Mountain West Conference schools and be with Utah State, San Diego State, Fresno State? Or would you rather be associated with Cal, Stanford, USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington? I think it's pretty easy to say you'd probably rather be associated with the Pac-12 schools than you would the Big 12 schools. Interesting. Hey, by the way, JW, I need to take a little bit of a break right here. I've got some weather issues going on, and we need to batten down the hatches. So let me take a real quick little break, and we'll make sure that we hold on to everything. We got a little microburst starting over the top of us. So let me take a little bit of a break right now, JW. We'll come back. Deron Johnson joins us in the next hour of the broadcast. I'm Rich Herrera, live from Illegal Pete's. We'll continue. This is 1290.
What do we need to do? Setting up the access 2 inside, just in case you need to move in.
Rich Herrera, exclusively on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Some westbound slowing on Speedway Boulevard approaching Main Avenue, Ajo and Mission busy, northbound and southbound I-19 approaching Irvington, also for some slowdowns. 6th Avenue on the south side of I-10, also some busy travel in southbound traffic on Campbell approaching Benson Highway. Reported collisions clearing at Campbell and Elm, and also Golf Links and Swan. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
That's the sound of a crack in the ceiling found at a home inspection. But with a Realtor by your side, a newfound leak might only cause minor worries. With their expertise, a Realtor can suggest a credit at closing and even connect you to a contractor to help you shore up that leak and alleviate your worries. When it comes to cracks in your plans, the expertise of
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube
at Wildcats 1290
and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko.
Sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berrios. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball, he underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone, straight back to throw, has some time, steps out of the pocket, the Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Early
time.
on the field is a safety.
Yes, that's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Hebert, they just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
Your station, because we love the Wildcats as much as you do.
This is your station, Wildcats fans. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, this is going to be a fun hour here on Wildcats Radio 1290. We apologize. We had to go to a little longer break because we had a microburst come over. We almost lost everything, but I think we've gotten through all of this. It's an exciting day around Tucson. I've got red-blue basketball coming up, which is going to be pretty cool. There's the Lute Olson film debut, the documentary about Coach Olson's life that is going to make its world premiere tonight over at Centennial Hall about 5:30, and then 7:30. The red-blue game comes up. A lot of folks wandering around, a lot of folks here for football, a lot of folks here for the basketball weekend. And then the red-blue game's coming up, like we said, 7:30 tonight. Tickets are still available. I thought it was pretty cool. Tommy Lloyd did some community outreach in the South Side yesterday and provided 2,000 tickets to local community members out there, giving them an opportunity to get to McHale, because it's a special place that I'm fortunate enough to be able to go cover the Arizona Wildcats for every home game. But I can't imagine what it's like to actually play at McHale Center, be part of the program intimately, like my guest that's joining me here on Wildcats Radio 1290, a local kid, played for the Arizona Wildcats. He knows what it's like to come out of the tunnel. He knows what it's like to stand there at McHale. He knows what it's like to be under those lights. Deron Johnson is joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Deron, thank you for coming by, hanging out with me today.
I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about Arizona basketball as we get ready for season 2.0 with Tommy Lloyd. We saw what they did last year. A lot of expectations, I imagine, for the Arizona Wildcats, and a lot of people excited about the Arizona Wildcats. Just give me your thoughts as we're going to have the red-blue game today and what that means.
I think for those players that haven't experienced a packed crowd.
Right.
But basically it gives the coaches a chance to evaluate the players in front of a crowd, playing against each other other than just practice.
Okay. All right.
So it's going to be exciting and nervous at the same time.
Exciting and nervous at the same time to see the Wildcats play. When you get a chance to be a Wildcat and you get a chance to go out there for the very first time, talking to your teammates, tell me what it's like for the red-blue game and for these kids. They're going to get a chance for the first time to be out there at McHale Center and wearing that Arizona jersey.
Well, it's going to be very, very, very important, very special. One of the key things about it is it's going to be like a normal practice that they have, but this time it's more for the fans to enjoy, the players that's coming in, the older players that's already there to kind of walk them through. But it's definitely an experience. They're getting, like I said, they're going to be nervous and real animated.
Right.
It's going to be the electricity in there is going to be high for him, and I think he has a strong squad. I'm real excited to watch him play.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you remember what it was like? Do you remember what it was like when you first get there? I was asking somebody the other day, Courtney Ramey, who transferred over from Texas. I asked him, what's it like the first time you walk in and you see your nameplate there with your name on it, or you sit there and you're smiling. I see a smile starting to come across your face. The first time you get a chance to see your name on the back of that jersey has got to be something special.
Well, that lets you know that you're a part of that family, that you're part of that fraternity, which is a really good fraternity to be a part of. And then,
but do you remember seeing your name there in your locker for the very first time?
Yeah, I was excited about it. Plus, when you come to Arizona on a recruiting trip, they kind of have a locker designed for you like that as well. So that was just as exciting as seeing it on there. But more importantly, it was like being able to learn the game and a lot about the game with Coach Olson, how he ran his organization, how he did business was very educational to be young.
To walk in there and hear something like that, to see your name, to be there, because you grew up here in Tucson, right? You're a local kid made good who got to play for the Arizona Wildcats. Tell me about the first year, and again, by the way, for those of you just tuning in, Deron Johnson joining me right now on Wildcats Radio 1290. Tell me about the first time that you knew anything about Arizona basketball. How old were you when you first started paying attention to what the Cats were all about?
Oh, I was a sophomore in high school. I knew about them in high school, not so much in junior high because that wasn't necessarily on my radar. But once I got in high school, and I was able to see Sean Elliott play on college TV as a freshman in college. I was a freshman in high school. And then I was able to actually meet him and Coach Olsen after my freshman year in high school. So actually like in 1986, I first, seen the hysteria here at McKell with, the crowd, the community, the popularity. Things has changed now, but it's an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's got to be something, especially local kid. And you grew up, and again, this town is so basketball crazy that, just being a part of this Arizona basketball program has got to be something special.
Oh, it's definitely something special, and not only is it special at the moment, it's special for the long run. They definitely take care of their people here, and, it's a phenomenal family, and it's good to be a part of.
No, absolutely. Again, by the way, we can take telephone calls if you like as well, with Deron Johnson joining us here at Illegal Pete's, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Like we said, the Lute Olson tribute, the film tonight, making its debut over at Centennial Hall at 5:30. Then 7:30, the Red-Blue game goes on with the Arizona Wildcats taking on each other. And by the way, they will wear the new jerseys, and Bruce Pascoe reported that the Reds did get here in time for the game, so they'll have red jerseys to go along with the blue jerseys. And Tommy Lloyd said that he's going to do a couple different things. He's going to split the teams up 50-50 in the first half, and he did that last year, just trying to get everybody an opportunity. And then the second half, he went with the first team versus the second team. So it's going to be an exciting night for everybody as we really kick off, and this has become a festival to kick off basketball for the year here at the University of Arizona. Let's talk a little bit about the team last year and the expectations. When you watched the Arizona Wildcats last year, what did you think of what they were able to accomplish? I mean, this is a basketball program that we always have high expectations for, but it was really great to see the community re-engaged with the Cats. As they became that number one seed, they got the national prestige. It was something special.
I thought it was something special with a team that he was able to assemble so quickly.
Yeah.
And how soon he was able to get on campus and organize that, and for everybody to fall into his program and gel.
Right.
It seemed like they wanted to work hard for him because he speaks for them and they speak for him. And I think they bought into his program where they're a really strong athletic team.
Well, and for Tommy, having been an assistant coach for so long, there's something about an assistant coach. Kelvin was talking about this with me the other day, Kelvin Efon.
Yes.
And he was talking about this the other day. The head coach is kind of a CEO, and he does a lot of other stuff. But as an assistant coach, that's when you're kind of in the trenches with the guys, because you're checking to make sure they go to class. You're checking to make sure they're making grades. You're checking to make sure everything is okay with them. Then there's the coaching, and you really do get that one-on-one bond. And I thought I saw that with Tommy, that he's so personable, A, and B, he's good at relating to people.
Well, he's a businessman, so he knows there's a time and place for everything. and normally – Coach Thompson over here to my left can tell you more about how assistant coaches relate more with the players than actually the head coach do, and that's not no disrespect or not to any head coaches or anything, but normally the assistant coaches are more involved with the players on a daily.
Well, they always say that, once you get to be a head coach, you do less coaching than when you're an assistant coach. You do more fundraising, and you're in meetings and boardrooms and everything else under the sun. The higher you get up the food chain, the less you actually do the hands-on coaching.
Well, everyone's coaching, even the guys that go after the balls to retrieve them back.
Right, student managers.
Yeah, so there's working that's going on all the way around us. It's depending on how you're looking at it. So,
all right. Well, you got time to hang out with me, right?
Yes.
All right, we'll take telephone calls. We'll talk about the game. We'll get ready for basketball. All of that coming up. We're live at Illegal Pete's. We'll take a quick time out. We'll come back and continue. Deron Johnson's hanging out with us as we get ready for Red-Blue game. Coming up tonight at McHale, 7:30. Coverage will be on Pac-12 Network. Matt Muehlbach will be there taking care of business on the television side. Don't forget, Arizona takes on Colorado tomorrow. 6:30 the kickoff. We'll be on the air with you at 2 o'clock getting you ready for the game right here on your home for Arizona Athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon 5-man front, they shift, play fake, rolling right, McLeod looking to throw, going deep, down, trying to find Berryhill, makes the catch inside the 25-yard line, still loose inside the 15, first down Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball, he underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone, straight back to throw, has some time, steps into the pocket, the Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Fully
time.
on the field is a safety.
Yes, that's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear, they just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
I had the pleasure, I was blessed to meet Coach O and spend some time with Coach Olson when I worked here the very first time. A regal man, a man of stature, a man of, I always tell people, how I can tell a great coach is because they're a leader. They're like a general. They're like an admiral. And they hold you in the palm of their hand and make you feel important. And that's how I felt the times that I got to spend, the little time I got to spend with Coach Olson. And I always ask about how do we protect his legacy? How do we protect this kingdom that he built out here in the desert and keep growing? I asked this of Dave Hickey the other day, and he knows how important it is to keep Coach Olson's legacy alive while looking forward. Tommy Lloyd, I think, has embraced it perfectly, looking forward, but still understanding that he's standing on the shoulders of giants. but you probably have a completely different perspective, Scott, being with him in the very beginning, because it wasn't always this kingdom that the rest of us are living in. What was it like when you and Coach Olson and the rest of the staff got started here at the University of Arizona?
Well, I was fortunate that I played for him at Iowa, and so I knew I wasn't a very talented player, but he made me into an all Big Ten player.
Okay.
And when I got cut by the Pistons, I started at Notre Dame. I was Digger Phelps' assistant at Notre Dame, so I got some really good experience. When Lute asked me to come back and work at Iowa, it was really a combination of you're a player, you have one relationship, you have as a coach, you have another relationship, and then when I got out of coaching, we had another relationship because we were friends up to the end, and he's a person. He's a great leader, a great legacy, and the thing about him, he was such a good coach. He made everybody better that he coached. He just did a good. I mean, if you were willing and you had a good attitude, he could make you into a better player. And then the other thing was he was just always you just learn from him, and he just had some great wisdom, and he was as close as you could get to John Wooden.
Yeah.
And he was just that way. And I mean, Tucson's very fortunate to ever, or any place is fortunate to ever have someone like that at coaching at their institution. And he was a great college basketball coach.
What was it like? The conditions, the program. What was it like when you all first got here?
That's a whole program. That's a whole program.
Because, we have this beautiful facility and we have everything that, they're going to unveil the new uniforms, that light show.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. The uniforms. I mean, he says, Scott, just do the uniforms. So that the design was what I did.
No.
Oh, yeah. And the cats on the side.
Right.
The cats on the socks.
Yeah.
Those are things that he said just go order the uniforms. Now, he had to clear everything.
Right.
But all of those, the way, the printing, the what the Arizona looks like, all that.
Right.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Wow. This has been a process that's been going on since 2018.
Well,
getting the new
yeah.
uniforms. So
but,
how did you?
So,
okay,
but there was nothing. I was doing the recruiting materials. I go in, and I was told we don't do 4-color recruiting materials. We only do 2-color. I was asked to go speak. I was speaking at Rotary clubs and that kind.
Right.
And all it was, hey, I'm giving up my tickets. I can't do with 4. And I kept saying, keep your tickets. Hold on to your tickets. Keep your tickets. And he asked me to redo the locker room.
What was the locker room like when you got here?
Awful.
Right.
Yeah, awful. And the way we had it at Iowa and at Notre Dame before that,
right,
which was a Final Four program.
Yeah. I've talked to Digger before.
Yeah. Well, I was there with Lambier and Trapuka and Woolridge and all those guys. Paxson. Yeah. So, yeah, but going back to Lute was just he just had this special, as great coaches do. They're able to bring the best out of people.
What do you think about on a daily basis? Like when you remember Coach Olson, what jumps out that you carry to this day?
He was a really good leader, and 2, and this is the thing that doesn't get brought out. He really cared about the university. He really cared about the community. He gave back.
You'd see him at all these events.
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you the story, and then unfortunately
I got to let you go because you got to get over to the.
So I set up. We have no students going to the games. No students would come to the games.
No Zona Zoo.
No, and our recruiting, we'd have to take our recruits to the Ice Cats game because there was more excitement at the Ice Cats game, and there was beer being sold, and there was about 3,000 people coming to the basketball games. And so we go, I set a time up for Lute. We go to a fraternity, and we are in the fraternity, and I introduce Lute. There's about 8 guys there, and I see, Lute gives him a rah-rah pitch. Well, Lute wasn't a rah-rah guy.
Right.
We're going to play hard, and we're going to play smart, and we're going to play together. And do you have any questions? We want you to come to the games. Do you have any questions? And the frat guys were kind of looked at each other. Nobody wanted to say anything. And then one guy sheepishly raises his hand. He says, Coach, he says, can we bring coolers to the game? You know what? It wasn't who you recruited. Well, and we recruited a young guy by the name of Steve Kerr before he was Steve Kerr.
Right.
And nobody really knew what we had. And yeah, it was like back at the beginning, and it was a fun time because there were no expectations, and
I am just blown away. It's funny. Jed Fish is doing the same thing. He's going to the fraternity houses, bringing T-shirts, going, guys, can I get you to get behind the team?
Yeah.
I know you've got to run. I appreciate your time. We got to get you to come back on with us again. I'd love it. Scott Thompson joining us right now. We're going to take a quick time out. We're actually going to run inside because thunder or lightning are happening out here, so we're going to get out of harm's way. We'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Rich Herrera, exclusively on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Some gusty winds and rain across town. Please, of course, proceed and drive with caution this afternoon. Reported collisions at Cardinal and Los Reales, Ina to the west of Old Father, Grant Road and Fairview clearing, and also heads up at Grant and Craycroft reports of a pole fire. Slowing on I-19 near Irvington, and that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report.
This is the